Okay, I think we're recording.
I see it.
Cool, awesome. So first off, I wanted to welcome Spencer to the call today. So for those of you guys who have not met or heard of or seen Spencer yet, Spencer's a super, super awesome guy. He's done a lot of really great things with affiliate marketing and probably some other stuff too. But kind of debatable. But we're on here today to learn just a little bit more about Spencer's background, how he's gotten along in his entrepreneurial journey, and then more specifically about his huge successes with affiliate marketing. So Spencer, welcome today. We're really glad to have you here. Yeah, absolutely. So just so that all the people who are watching can get kind of just a little bit of background about you, maybe in a couple minutes, could you summarize kind of how you got started in entrepreneurship and just a little bit of basic info about you?
Yeah, it's a good question. Now, when you create your first webinar, you suddenly learn all this stuff. It forces you to go back and look at your life and be like, how did I get to this place?
Totally.
And it was a lot of bouncing around, honestly. So up until maybe 3 years in college, the world of an entrepreneur didn't exist in my mind. I always tell people, for me, it was either in my head, it was you either go to college or you're homeless. Those are the routes in life that you have before you. And so somewhere along the lines in college, I get introduced into I start making little bits of money online. I slowly started getting introduced into the world. And we talk a lot about how to do affiliate marketing now, but that's not at all where that wasn't the first thing I heard about. The first thing I heard about was the stock market. So that was my first route, just because that's the first ad or whatever that popped up when I started to get into this. And I didn't do well at that. I lost a lot of money on that. And then I'm an emotional guy, and the stock market is not for emotional people. It's evil people.
That's what I've heard. Yeah.
Yeah. So I lost money on that. So then you kind of what's better than the stock market? I do a lot of Googling, and I end up in real estate and do okay in the real estate world. But I guess I should go back. The first book I read was by Robert Kiyosaki. It's Rich Dad Poor Dad, and
mm-hmm.
a lot of the word passive income comes up a lot, and so that was kind of I want passive income, and stock market was passive, negative income, and then real estate was the opposite of passive. It was me fixing toilets every day, which I just hate and really I'm not good at and stuff. And so years into this, that's when I slowly get introduced into affiliate marketing, and I start like everybody else, just posting links on the internet, somebody click my link, please sign up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we're all, you just you do what you know how to do. You do what you see other people do. And then I really didn't succeed in that for a year, and probably would have gone somewhere else if I hadn't been brought into the ClickFunnels world. And I assume your audience is fairly familiar with that world.
Yeah, probably a lot of people here.
Yeah. So getting into the ClickFunnels affiliate program was my first success as an affiliate marketer, really. And then explosions happened all over the place. Was able to take things I was learning from that and really change mindsets and connect to there's just the community of ClickFunnels is crazy cool. Connect to a lot of people that, help point me in right directions. And I guess flash forward today, it's about 18 months since I've signed up for the ClickFunnels program. And life changed forever, right? I got a cool car now.
Absolutely. I know. So I saw that picture of you. That's awesome, man. Congrats.
Thank you.
Cool. So do you want to tell us a little bit more? So you mentioned the ClickFunnels affiliate program. So for those of you guys who don't know, Spencer has done some really, really incredible things, and has achieved, some of these benchmarks that in the ClickFunnels affiliate program that almost no one else has ever, basically nobody else has ever done before. So Spencer, do you want to tell us what those are? I'm super excited to hear.
Sure. So I won. You guys probably all heard about the dream car contest. You get 100 affiliates signed up, you win a dream car. I won that last October. And then you get to 200 and they give you a better dream car. So my dream car is a 4Runner, which most people can't relate to, but it's a pretty cool 4Runner. And then kind of the next pursuit after that, I remember, my whole goal at the beginning was win the car. And so you win the car and then it's you kind of have this low moment. Cool. And then in the ClickFunnels world, the next goal is the 2 comma club. And so I was well, I'm already doing good at affiliate marketing. Why don't we go all in affiliate marketing? And I talk a lot about this in a lot of my trainings. I worked my 9-to-5 job. Even when I'd already won the car, I was doing like 7,000 or 8,000 from ClickFunnels every month in fairly passive income. I kept my job for like 5 more months and just kept reinvesting that money into paid ads. So I was making 8,000 a month, put it back in. So, the next month I made like 14,000 or whatever. And I just kept dumping the money back in and keeping my job, which was really hard. You're like, I want to go do something, but
yeah, I bet.
Kept the job till February. And then, at that point, like I could pull out money to live on and still reinvest quite a bit of money. And so, quit my job in February, and then maybe June of this year, July won the 2 Comma Club Award for ClickFunnels, just using their own affiliate program, which was awesome.
That's absolutely incredible. Like seriously, I mean, we were talking about this a little bit before, but Spencer is basically the only human being who's ever done this, aside from Grant Cardone, which we don't really consider him like a normal.
That's what we decided, not a human being. So.
Yeah. So Spencer has like absolutely crushed it with both of these things, and that's super, super awesome, man. Like absolutely incredible.
Yeah, I mean, and honestly, never the plan. It's just like you get some success, and so then you're like, oh, I'm going to keep going with this, and then it eventually becomes the plan.
Totally. Yeah. So I kind of want to know a little bit more, and I'm sure everyone watching wants to know a little bit more. So I know that you've put together like a free training as well as a paid program on how you were able to do all this, but can you give us a little bit of insight, or just like, a little bit of sneak preview as far as why you were so successful with this? Well, there's tons of people out there who are trying. And what do you think like led to your huge success with this?
No, I'd love to. So if ClickFunnels gives a boot camp where they teach you one way to succeed as an affiliate, right? They give you the boot camp and it teaches you Facebook ads and bringing people into the ClickFunnels world, which is a way to succeed as an affiliate. I'm really not great at taking a cold lead and making them a hot lead. Like I know you're great at that. I'm not great at that. But I am really good at marketing, and I'm really good at like all forms of search marketing. And so that's where my focus kind of ended up is purely search marketing. Both YouTube, Bing, Google, lots of places to do search marketing, right? Like we're moving into Pinterest and Quora right now, which is fun. I have no clue how to use any of those, but we're getting into it.
Nice.
But yeah, they're fun. But so I focused on just hot leads at the beginning, and what people don't realize is ClickFunnels it started out as a small program and nobody had heard about it, but that's not what it is anymore. Like ClickFunnels it's a well-known program. There's millions of people, not millions, there's hundreds of thousands of people searching for ClickFunnels or searching for like, something related to ClickFunnels, or they're searching problems that like the ClickFunnels software can solve. So all I did is kind of took the hottest leads I could find and focused on them in the beginning, and slowly branched out, taking on like the less hot leads, the warm leads, and just kept reinvesting money. So I'd make money from my YouTube channel. And I'd start to do that. I'd put that money into paid search. Then I'd make the money again from the YouTube channel, put that into paid search. And then I'd be making money from both, put both of that into like all that into paid search, And so I was able to scale really quickly by doing that. And then the other thing is the YouTube channel. As I keep pumping out videos, you have a YouTube channel, right?
Yeah. A little bit. Got a little bit of traction so far.
Yeah. And it really is like YouTube's like this, and then something's like,
right. Yeah.
And YouTube is like the coolest intersection to me of like passive income, because you make a YouTube video and it lives forever. You slowly work your way up, and then it just hangs out there for years, bringing in money. And if you have a YouTube video that's ranking and it's also promoting an affiliate program that has recurring profits, right? Like the ClickFunnels, every month you get money off it. Then it's like this trifecta of like a little bit of work now can bring just lots and lots of money in the long run,
Totally.
So I love YouTube, and I always start on YouTube. And then when I make money off YouTube, then it gets pushed into other paid forms of search. But YouTube's free. Like it's a great place to start.
Okay. Interesting. So yeah, what you're kind of saying, and what I've seen from the, 30-day or whatever it is, the ClickFunnels affiliate bootcamp, it seems like, everyone's kind of going like the Facebook ads route. And it sounds like you have kind of taken it in a different direction, right? Focused on like other forms.
Yeah. I mean, I would say 90% of my affiliates have come through search. And then I do a lot. I mean, I'll do email marketing, and I have like a funnel that I use, and I do pump people into that funnel. And then I have a Facebook group that I use as well. But like the mass explosion, came from both free and paid search, going for like really hot all the way down to like semi-warm traffic.
Interesting. So that's super cool and something that I think a lot of people don't even think of, right? Because the traditional route is like, Facebook ads, like cold, basically
Yeah,
like cold
especially
audience.
today, like that's the thing is Facebook ads. Like,
Yeah, and you're doing like the exact opposite, like focusing on warm or even like pretty hot leads, and you're focusing on like other platforms outside of Facebook.
yeah, and maybe we should say, so when I say warm leads, I'm talking about people that have a problem and they're like searching it, and ClickFunnels can solve the problem. So like, for example, if someone Googled how to make a webinar, or how to do a webinar, how to promote a webinar, well, you can make this cool YouTube video that teaches them exactly how to do that. And then you could share a webinar funnel with them, right? Like, oh, and hey, there's a funnel. Like, I'm showing you all this cool stuff. You're probably a little overwhelmed. And I use that a lot. Like, this is kind of an overwhelming thing. Like, you're seeing all these steps and stuff. Guess
Yeah,
what? You can click down below, funnels uploaded into a ClickFunnels account you have to sign up for, and you're off to the races. You just got to put it in your content. So that really helps, I think.
awesome. Yeah, that's a strategy that I have seen a little bit on your channel, but like it's really not typical to what you see
No,
out
it's
there.
not. It's kind of like the background I had. Like, I worked at an agency that focused on search. And so, I kind of
Okay.
took what I had, took my background and applied it to the ClickFunnels world.
Gotcha. Cool. So we're going to make sure and include some links to Spencer's stuff down below. But I do want to ask you, Spencer, a little bit more about um, just to kind of wrap up, like what would you say is the biggest lesson that you've learned on this entrepreneurial journey? I know there's probably a lot, but like if you could share like just your biggest lesson, whether it's mindset or, strategy or whatever it is.
Yeah, I'm trying to think here.
I know there's probably
um,
a lot.
Maybe I'll do one of both, kind of like maybe more mindset and then one more strategy. I talk about this a lot, like having an opportunistic mindset. So I'm talking to a ton of people now, like ClickFunnels
Mhm.
kind of promotes for me a lot now. So I get a lot of people just talking like, hey, I heard you, promote ClickFunnels well. Can you talk to me and stuff? Um, and I feel like a lot of people come into, after being in the internet marketing world for even like just a few months, they start to get this really skeptical mindset, right? They look at everything and like, you're out to get me, you're out to make money off me. What's your angle? And like, there is plenty of that. And so you like do have to be somewhat careful. But I don't think that's the mindset that wins. It's what's the opportunity here? What's the opportunity here? What's the opportunity here? And looking at every single thing and actually looking into things as opposed to like, instantly writing things off just because you didn't like the way they said something or just because you've seen that before. I've heard people talk about passive income before. I hear that a lot. Like, it's not really passive income, is it? You're working a lot. And I'm like, well, I am working a lot, but like, I don't have to. Like, it is passive income. I'm just working towards more income in the future or whatever. Like,
Yeah, right.
So looking at everything with like this opportunistic mindset of like, this really could be an opportunity, give it its time of day. And then if it doesn't work out, after you do the research, that's great. You didn't spend any money or whatever. So that's like a huge thing that I think people don't. I mean, think Bitcoin, right? Like, how many of us heard about Bitcoin in
Yeah, totally.
2012 and we're like, that sounds like the scammiest thing I've ever heard. I'm out of here. And then everyone's
Yeah.
like, I wish I would have bought. So I'd say that. And then as far as like just the work stuff goes, for me, it's always just been consistency. Like, I put out content every single day. And in the beginning, like my first year as an affiliate marketer, I put out content every single day and nothing happened for like a year. Like, I wrote 50 blog posts and I did like all these huge trainings and stuff like that. And Instagram, I was going nuts on, like nothing happened, but you just put out content every day and it starts to accumulate on the internet. Right. And you'll find like random good things happen to you and you'll kind of have like little good things happen for a little bit. And then suddenly it starts to get a little more consistent. Good things are happening every day. And if you just consistently create content and put it out there, eventually you've got what I call like your digital empire and good things happen every day.
Totally. Yeah, I love that piece of advice too. Just like consistency. Because a lot of people, or especially when you're starting out, with the whole online entrepreneurship world, a lot of people tell these stories of like, oh, I made like, 100K like my first month or whatever. And it's like, well, there's more to the story. There's more to the story than that. Like
Back up.
usually they were doing, if they actually had that sort of success, there was a long time before that where they were actually putting in the work and like not really seeing results.
Yeah, no,
And it
completely
was
true.
that way for me too. So
Yeah. I mean, I think
a
I really
long
think it's
time.
that way for everybody, whether or not they tell the story that way or not. Like, I always tell people when they reach out to me and they'll say like, I've tried this and this and this, I like tried this and then I tried this and I tried this and I tried this. And I've been an online marketer for 5 years and never seen any success. And I'm like, well, there's your problem. You tried this and then this and then this and then this. And I was like, what if you just like posted content on Instagram a couple times a day for 5 years straight, you know, like you'd have something, you'd have this like following or something. You just kind of like, you didn't consistently do anything. And so anyway, yeah, consistency.
Right. Awesome. Yeah, I totally agree with you on that. And final question, Spencer, I really want to know, like, this is kind of one of my favorite questions, but what would you say to yourself if you could look back on kind of when you were getting started in the world of entrepreneurship?
What would I say to myself? That might take like 10 seconds to think through here.
Yeah, solid. I mean, take your time. It's not like
I'd be tongue tied.
really.
No. If I were to like, so I'm looking at like the things that I struggled with the most and stuff like that. I would say invest in yourself in the beginning. It took me a few years. Like I came in with the mindset. I can't remember. I watched a few webinars right in the very beginning, you know, and they'd come out and produce like a $2,000 course or whatever. And when you first kind of get into like the internet marketing world, you're like, what? You know, $2,000, you're nuts. And you just, you know, you immediately put it aside. Mm-hmm. And then as you've been in the internet marketing world for like a few years, I feel like you start to like, oh, okay, like that's a big investment, but like that's an investment in myself. And you start to see the, you know, I've spent 30 grand on college. Of course, that's a good investment, you know? Yeah. So I would say just even if you don't have money, time, or whatever it is you can, invest as much as you can in yourself. There's cool websites like Udemy that offer, you know, $10 courses that are kind of like simplified and, you know, learn one specific skill or something like that. And so spend your first few months just investing whatever you can, time and money in yourself. A lot of people just dive in and try to immediately start doing things, which isn't a bad idea. But simultaneously, there's got to be something going on here where you're improving yourself in some way or form. Because totally. I think my lack of success in the first year was my lack of willingness to invest in anything and not just, you know, take what I had and be like, I can do this. You know, I'm Spencer Mecham. I can do anything. And like, yeah, you can, but it's going to take a long time. So.
Totally. Yeah. I love that piece of advice too. Cause I think even like subconsciously when you don't like, of course you can get a ton of value from free content and free things, but like, when you're too afraid to invest in yourself or in a program, you're kind of telling yourself, well, like, I don't really believe that that's going to work. But if you really have this confidence and you are willing to put down that money, then, you know, you kind of have to you have to make it work. Yeah, exactly right. It forces you to do something because mentally you're like, I spent $1,000. Like, I'm wasting money if I don't do something with it. So yeah, absolutely. Awesome, Spencer. Awesome. Well, again, really, really appreciate your time, and really, I'm glad that you were just able to share not only about your mindset and like, you know, how you got to the huge levels of success that you're at right now, but also some concrete strategies and different way of looking at things. So yeah, really appreciate that. So again, you guys, I'm going to put some links around this video to check out Spencer's content. He's got, either above or below, depending on where you're watching this. But yeah, Spencer's got an awesome YouTube channel. He's also got awesome free training, as well as more advanced training on affiliate marketing and some other stuff. So highly, highly recommend that you check out Spencer's stuff. Thank you. All right. Well, thanks so much, Spencer. Really, really appreciate it. And yeah, thanks you guys for watching, and I will see you guys next time.